Welcome inside Nippert Stadium, where it's a beautiful day for lacrosse. As there's partly cloudy, sun is shining. Temperatures look to get to the mid to high 60s for today's game. I'm your host, Alex Perez. The Cincinnati Bearcats take on the Kent State Golden Flashes today. Bearcats red hot with a 4-game win streak, outscoring their opponents 74-12 in that span. Bearcats coming off a 25-4 win against Youngstown State on Thursday afternoon, its largest ever margin of victory. The 25 goals also matched a March 8th, 2020 win over Kent State for the most in program history, and it was also the first ever Leap Day win for the team and its first such contest since its inaugural 2008 season. The 9 scores were the most in any quarter this season. It also marked the second straight game it had 8 in the opening frame, where they played Butler last Friday. 15 different Bearcats scored, led by Cameron Callahan and Lauren Ottensmeyer, who each had 4 goals. Lauren Ottensmeyer taking her second matchup against her former school in Youngstown State. Cameron Callahan, also the defending American Athletic Conference Attacker of the Week, extending her team lead with 27 goals. Harper Clopton added her first career goal on a free position attempt late in the third quarter. Other debuts in the scoring column included freshman Malia Adams and Paige Counts. Cincinnati outshot the Penguins 42-14 and had a 23-8 advantage in the draw controls. This will be the 5th overall meeting between the two schools, with Cincinnati leading the matchup 5-0. In the last matchup, Cincinnati had an 11-2 shots advantage in the first period alone, plus a 10-3 margin in the third for a 33-18 difference overall. The Bearcats boasted 6 different goal scorers last year, led by Lauren Ottensmeyer with 3 goals, and ended up taking that game 14-7. The Flashes are under direction of head coach Brian Tierney, who was named MAC Coach of the Year after Kent State earned their first MAC regular season championship in program history. Kent State is currently 1-4 after losses to Ohio State, George Mason, Delaware, and Lindenwood. Their only win coming against Delaware State. Bearcats, 15 different goal scorers against Youngstown State. It was a really awesome game to see. It might not have been the most exciting game, especially if you were a Penguins fan, but Paige Counts, Malia Adams, Harper Clopton all getting their first collegiate goals, as well as Paris Alexander and Julie Rose getting their first goal of the season versus Youngstown State University. Someone still looking for their first goal of the season is Mia Fedorovich, number 18 for the Bearcats. Her first collegiate goal, came against Youngstown State last year. Seems like the Bearcats have had a lot of luck against the Youngstown State Penguins. Lauren Ottensmeyer, second leading goal scorer on the team. In her first game with UC last year, had 4 goals, had 4 goals against Kent State. So Bearcats looking to open up. They look to continue the win streak as the Golden Flashes look to find another win in the win column. So as they get ready to do the starting lineups and anthem, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the first draw control of the game. You're listening to UC Women's LAX on Bearcats Radio. Back inside Nippert Stadium as they just finished up the anthem, and the girls start to run off the center of the field to get ready for the first draw control of the game. First, we'll go to the starting lineups for the Golden Flashes. Starting at midfield, number 2, Sydney Daring. Starting at attack, number 5, Allie Lee. Starting at defense, number 7, Lily Miller. Starting at defense, number 8, Cameron Meek. Starting at midfield, number 10, Anna Gellin. Starting at midfield, number 11, Zeta Crumpton. Starting at defense, number 13, Delaney Nip. Starting at attack, number 14, Haley Greenberg. Starting at attack, number 18, Jackie Wolford. Starting at midfield, number 22, Peyton Gelling. Starting at defense, number 30, Emily Bond. And starting in the cage for the Golden Flashes, number 51, Ella Gravitt. And now we look to the Bearcats side of things for the starting lineup. Starting at attack, number 4, Cameron Callahan. Starting at defense, number 9, Alexis Rich. Starting at midfield, number 12, Ava Geller. Starting at midfield, number 14, Haley Joy Simpson. Starting at midfield, number 17, Grace Jenny. Starting at midfield, number 18, Mia Fedorovich. Starting at attack, number 27, Elizabeth Murphy. Making her 50th consecutive start today on defense, number 29, Sophia Fanati. Starting at midfield, number 30, Lauren Ottensmeyer. Starting at defense, number 35, Grace Hirschman. Starting at defense, number 41, Danny Milkvey. And in the cage for the Bearcats, number 33, Victoria Mockgraves. Referee blows her whistles as the Bearcats and the Golden Flashes start to walk out onto the field. Bearcats huddling up right about the 45-yard line, just outside the 10-yard circle. As they break the huddle, pump it up. Girls getting pumped up on the sideline. Ashley Lapp being projected on the Jumbotron here at Nippert Stadium. Bearcats baseball also going on. They take on Northern Illinois at 1 p.m. today in their final game of a 4-game series. So it looks like in to take the draw control for the Golden Flashes is going to be Sydney Deering, along with the single-season record holder for draw controls with 114, Danny Milkvey. Referee is placing the ball between the sticks. Whistle blows, ball up in the air, on the ground, picked up by the Bearcats. Whistle is already blown. It'll be Bearcats ball, and we're underway. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of the UC Women's Lacrosse. Coming onto the field, it's Kylie Joya, and she found Elizabeth Murphy right on the crease, but a whistle had blown. And if that whistle had not blown, Elizabeth Murphy would have had a goal today. But instead, it's a free position chance for Kylie Joya from the right side of the fan. Whistle blows, she shoots, and into the stick of Ella Gravitt. Bearcats 0 for 1 on the free position chance as the Golden Flashes will start to clear. With it in her stick now is Lily Miller. She's being surrounded, but able to wheel past. Finally dishes it off. That's Allie Lee. Lee being defended there by Fanati. Lee going to the end zone on the far side. Working it around at X are the Flashes. In her stick, that's Greenberg. Being defended by Milkvey. Gets inside the 12-meter fan, then passes it back out to Bond. Working it around, that's Megan Cook. Golden Flashes just looking to work it around. Here's Crumpton up to the top for Cook. Backing all the way up to the restraining line. Starting way out, trying to pull the Bearcats defense out. In her stick now, it's Peyton Gellin. She'll pass it at X. Greenberg with it in her stick. Gets its stick checked out, but picks the ground ball back up. Made a pass that went off of the stick of her teammate, number 30, Emily Bond. And right into the stick of Mockgraves. As the Bearcats start to clear, Alexis Rich on the near side. Passes it to Murphy. She looks for help, gives it to Simpson. Able to sidestep her man. Simpson down to Joya on the near side. Joya running, looking. Now at X. Stops in her tracks right behind the cage. Drifts towards the far side on the Bearcats logo for the end zone. She'll give it off to Murphy to the near side, right next to the S. Murphy looking to walk in. Passes it back to Joya on the far side. Simpson was cutting, calling for it, but Joya decided not to pass there. Joya looks now all the way up to the top for Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer, she's looking to dodge. Being defended there. Ball is out of her stick and picked up by the Golden Flashes. Good defense there from Delaney Knipp. Ottensmeyer trying to catch the ball back, but too fast for her was that's Lily Miller. Miller's still with it. Passes it to the oncoming Megan Cook. And they work it to the far side now as the Golden Flashes. In her stick, it's Anna Gellen. Sister of Peyton Gellen. She makes a pass, but to no one, and went out of bounds, and it'll be Bearcats ball right around their own 30-yard line. Murphy steps in with it, and she looks to run and start the clear. 12-12 to go. No score so far. Bearcats are known to tackle goals early. Had 9 in the first quarter against Youngstown State. With the ball now is Ava Geller. Had 2 goals and 3 assists in that Youngstown State game. Geller on the right side. Passes it to Joya. Joya was not ready for that pass, but luckily able to catch it off a hop. They trying to set picks. Joya tried to feed Callahan on the far side. That one goes over her stick and out of bounds. And it'll be the Golden Flashes ball. Kylie Joya just tried to find Callahan on the back door. I wouldn't say she was covered a whole lot, but she definitely wasn't open for sure. Just too high of a pass for Callahan to get. As the Golden Flashes start to clear. On the far side with it is Cameron Meek. Cameron Callahan going for her. Battle of the Camerons. Ball is on the ground. Meek will pick it up first for the Golden Flashes. Still being hounded by Callahan. And he got it stick checked away by Callahan. Ball was out of bounds, and she picks it up and starts. Here's Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer getting to the center. She shoots just over the cage. Ottensmeyer's wanting a call. Not exactly sure why the ball's going to go to the Flashes. It was a shot attempt for sure. And the Bearcats were first to the end line, but the ball will go to the Golden Flashes as they try to start the clear, and a pass off the stick of Megan Cook goes out of bounds on the near side, so the Bearcats will pick it up. Kylie Joya steps in the restraining line. Looks like she got pushed before she could even get out of bounds or get inside. Got pushed there by Emily Bond. But it'll be a green card going to Bond. And the Bearcats will be a man up for a minute with 10:18 to go in the first quarter. Joya will start with it right on the 30-yard line. The mark of the restraining line for the offensive zone and for offsides calls. Just waiting on the referee to blow the whistle. Kylie Joya will step inside the restraining line, and the Bearcats will start to work on the man-up offense. Here's Julie Rose. Rose to Joya. Back to Rose. Rose across for Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer fakes a shot. Back to Rose. Back to Joya. Into the center for Callahan, and she scores. Just too easy for Cameron Callahan. Wide open in the critical scoring area, about 6 yards out from the cage. And she's going to score that all day. Kylie Joya finding her wide open. And Callahan, her 28th goal of the season. Averaging 5 points a game in the 2024 season for the women's lacrosse team. Just good movement and passing, quick ball movement by Julie Rose, Ottensmeyer, and Joya. And they're able to catch the defense sleeping. And Callahan puts it, Bearcats up 1-0 with 10:02 to go in the first quarter. It'll be Deering and Milkvey again in the draw control circle. Draw control up in the air, and it's won by the Bearcats. A good catch there from Julie Rose. Rose tried to pass it, but intercepted by Bond. And Bond tried to give a pass to number 11, Zeta Crumpton, but over her stick and out of bounds. Almost too many men there for the Golden Flashes. But since the ball went out of bounds last off their stick, it'll be Bearcats ball. Working with it is Wolf for Callahan. Shovel pass to Onsmeyer. Onsmeyer shoots, and that one's saved by Gravett. Ball is still on the ground and finally picked up by the Golden Flashes. Behind at X now. Lily Miller starts with it at her own defensive zone. And again, a high pass for the Golden Flashes. Just nothing working right now. As Fedorovic picks up the ground ball to Onsmeyer. Spin move to Callahan. She shoots and she scores. Less than a minute apart. And Callahan finds herself with 2 goals. Just a bad pass once again by the Golden Flashes. Fedorovic able to pick up the ground ball. Feeds it to Lauren Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer found Cameron Callahan on the far side, and she does a little spin move to get off of her defenseman. And able to just fake high, shoot low, and get it past Gravett for the Bearcats' second goal of the day. So Bearcats up 2-0 on the 2 quick goals from Cameron Callahan, 58 seconds apart. And this draw control still being fought for. Getting pushed over there was Peyton Gellin. No foul called, and the Bearcats go right back to work. Keith with it at the top of the fan. Give it to the oncoming Joya. Joya dodging down to the right side to Murphy. Murphy was looking for work, but Wolf. Here's Callahan. Shovel pass to Joya. Joya rips right into the stick of Gravett. A good save there. Shot clock resets to 90 as the possession changes for the Golden Flashes. Gravett still within her stick. Just kind of standing near a crease, waiting for some help. Lobs a 40-yard pass in and out of the stick of Megan Hotto. Here's Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer looks, shoots, and she scores. 2 minutes, 3 goals for the Bearcats. They strike quickly. Ottensmeyer, too, just picking up the ground ball after it went in and out of the stick of Megan Hotto. It was picked up by her teammate. She received the pass, went to the far side of the field and was able to rip it low right. It was the middle of the cage. And the Bearcats 3-0 against the Golden Flashes here with 8:07 to go in the first quarter. Lauren Ottensmeyer and Cameron Callahan, the 2 studs of this offense. Callahan, 29 goals on the season. Ottensmeyer, with that goal, made it her 21st. Both first and second in points and goals, those 2 are. Callahan first as the the ground ball finally picked up by Simpson. She'll give it to Grace Jenny. Jenny able to spin out and settle down the offense. Here's Geller. Geller going to the far side. Finds Dakota, and just in and out of her stick. Dakota looking for her first goal this season. Already has 6 assists, but Ava Geller tried to return the favor there. Gravett picked up that ball as it came inside the crease. And again, she just kind of waits, waiting for some help to open up. Golden Flash is really conservative right now on their clears. Already winded down, 25 seconds on the shot clock. That pass intercepted by Grace Jenny, and the Bearcats have a fast break chance. Here's Ottensmeyer, a shot, and she scores. 7:09 to go in the first quarter. Callahan with 2, Ottensmeyer with 2, And again, those past 2 goals for Ottensmeyer just on fast break chances after passes from Ella Gravitt, trying to reach all the way to the midfield from about 35-40 yard line. And just no help for Gravitt on those clears. So as we take a quick break, Bearcats up 4-0 on the 2 goals from Callahan and Ottensmeyer each. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back inside Nippert Stadium as the Bearcats lead the Golden Flashes 4-0. Callahan and Ottensmeyer just continuing their offensive prowess. 2 goals each today. 2 just bad clear attempts from the Golden Flashes. As today is Disney Day for the Bearcats. They're playing some Lemonade Mouth. Determinate. Bearcats determined to extend their win streak to 5. This draw control won by the by the Golden Flashes. And it looks like they'll get an offensive opportunity. Settling down the offense on the far side is Zeta Crumpton. And they start the work now. Working it around at X and bringing it up to the top. It comes all the way back over for Crumpton on the far side. They work it at X. Well, Hop, a bad pass there, but finally picked up by Cook. And was able to give it to Lee. Here's Lee, defended by Simpson. Now at X. That was McNary. And a pass off a couple of sticks. Bond was able to find it and shoot, but Mockeray is able to save that one. It was a weird bounce that went off the stick of Bond and found it back in her stick. She was able to spin out of a couple defensive traps. But Mockeray was ready the entire time as the Bearcats go to work on the clear. Ottensmeyer feeds it to the far side for Geller. Geller trying to dodge to the middle. Being defended there, double team, finds Simpson on the ground, picks it back up, looks, shoots. Oh, and a save there by Gravitt. Thought for sure Simpson was going to put it in. The shot on goal will reset the shot clock to 60 as Callahan dishes it off to Dakota at X. Dakota shovel pass to Callahan. Callahan looks. They're setting up picks on the top of the fan. Passes it out for Elizabeth Murphy. Murphy dodges it down inside the 8-meter fan to her left. She shoots and saved by Gravitt. She read that all the way. 5:17 to go. Golden Flashes seem to be a little bit more apparent, a little more urgent with their clears. And another bad pass just off the stick of Megan Cook. It's about the third or fourth pass that has just not been where they want it to be, especially on the clears. Whistle blew. It seems like there was some miscommunication. Right now, Jenny is being quartered right at the corner of the restraining line and the out-of-bounds line by two defenders. She'll run back, finds Alexis Rich. Rich fakes a pass and gives it to Geller, but over her stick. Picked up there by the Flashes. Gellin starts the clear, gives a lob a little far away from Wolford. Wolford has 16 goals on the season, which leads the Kent State Golden Flashes. She's also the program all-time points leader with 164 points in 3 seasons and counting in her senior year here at Kent State. On the far side, comes to Crumpton, now for Bond. Bond at the top of the fan. Up for Lee. Lee dodging to the left. She works it at X now. Being pressured there by Alexis Rich was Haley Greenberg. A foul called on Rich. We'll go to Greenberg. And that pass again, too high for Crumpton, but picked up by Flashes. That ground ball picked up by Allie Lee. .30 seconds on the shot clock. Flashes looking to answer with 4 unanswered from the Bearcats. Here's Crumpton at the top of the fan, dodging to her left. Looks. Being hounded there by Jenny. And she's able to spin back and up to the top for Lee. Lee to the far side. That's Riley Floyd. Into the center for Wolford, and she rips it just wide of the cage. Bearcats were first to the end line, so it'll go to them. It'll be their ball with 2:50 to go on the clock in the first quarter. Bearcats on the far side. Here's Rich with it. The defending defender of the week for the American Athletic Conference. She gets inside the restraining line, does all the work herself, and passes it off to the attacker of the week, Cameron Callahan. Callahan to Murphy. Murphy trotting towards X. Passes it to Dakota. Passes it up to Keith. Keith to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer walks to the center. Looks to Callahan. Callahan coming from the near to far side. For Keith to come back the other way. Keith dodging to her right. Stutter steps. Trying to get around. Finally passes it off to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer still with it. Spinning a couple of times. Gave it to Callahan off of her stick. Picks up the ground ball. Callahan looks. Oh, a nice little side step. She shoots and she scores for the hat trick. Cameron Callahan showing a little shimmy and puts it in with 1:50 to go. Bearcats up 5-0. Callahan's 30th of the season. Just an unstoppable offense. Callahan and Ottensmeyer. In the first quarter, Callahan already has a hat trick. That's her 5th straight game with a hat trick. 6 hat tricks on the season for number 4. Just absolutely dominating. Bearcats have not slowed down since that loss versus Michigan. Started the first 2 games losing to Marquette by a score of 18-12, losing to Michigan by a score of 14-4, and including today so far have outscored their opponents since then 79-12 in those 5 games. Draw control won by the Golden Flashes. And her stick, it's Haddo. Gives it to Wolford. Wolford, usually working at X, will bring it to the top of the fan. Gives it to the far side for Floyd. Flash is looking to work. Now they work it back down to X. Wolford at X. Defended by Rich. She passes it over to Gellin. Gellin shoots, and she scores as she falls to the ground. A nice shot there from Peyton Gellin. She caught the ball, had to extend her arms and stick all the way out to catch that one as it was a high pass. Catches it, comes down with it, and continues to fall. As she's falling, shoots it sidearm to the low left corner of the cage. And the Flashes finally answer back. Deficit still at 4 goals. But finally finding themselves on the board. Bearcats up 5-1 with 1:11 left in the first quarter. A good find, too, from Wolford. As that pass had to be high in order for Gellin to catch it. Another draw control won by the Flashes. See if they get some momentum here. Here's Morgan Holly. Flashes with it. Holly running on the far side. Working it to X. Still with it. Now comes back up. Up to the top. It's Haddo. Over for Wolford. Over to Cook. They just juice the ball clockwise. Here's Lee with it at X. Lee defended by Rich. And another foul called on Alexis Rich. So at the end box, Lee will start with it. 26 seconds on the clock. See if the Flashes can answer with another one before the end of the quarter. That pass over the head of Peyton Gellin. And the Bearcats will start the clear. Let's see if they get a chance to score. That pass off the stick of Rich on the near side. And it looks like the Bearcats will just hold it here. And Mock Rays being pressured there by Wolford. But she will keep it and run out the time in the first quarter. So the Bearcats don't have the 9-goal quarter like they did against Youngstown State, but still a commanding 4-goal lead over the Golden Flashes. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter. You're listening to UC Wins Across on Bearcats Radio. Back for the start of the second quarter, where the Bearcats lead it 5-1 against the Kent State Golden Flashes. Cameron Callahan started off the scoring, getting the first 2 for the Bearcats, and then Lauren Ottensmeyer attacking on her 2. And then Callahan giving the Bearcats a 5-0 lead at one point with her hat trick goal in the first quarter. And then answering with 1:11 to go was Peyton Gellin. So I'm your host, Alex Perez, as we get ready for the start of the second quarter between the Bearcats and the Golden Flashes. Milkvie in to take the draw control for the Bearcats. Sydney Deering taking the draw control for the Golden Flashes. A whistle blows, ball is up in the air. On the ground being fought for between the pair of 17s, Grace Jenny and Megan Haddo. Ball is still on the ground. Finally pushed out, and it'll be Golden Flash's ball. So, looks like the Golden Flashes will try to go to work. At X with it is Wolford. Being pushed out by Sophia Fanati. Here's Haddo on the far side for Lee. Up to the top now for Floyd. Back to Haddo. At X for Wolford. Wolford, pressure there by Milkvie. Wolford trying to force her way to the crease. She shoots and off the leg of Macrae's, and she definitely felt that one as she limps a little bit, but gets the ball for the clear. And passes it off to Milkvie, who will pass it to Simpson coming to the center of the field. Simpson gives it to Murphy on the far side. Murphy looking, trying to find Ava Geller off a body and into the stick of Cameron Callahan. Callahan up to the top for Murphy. Murphy switches sticks to her right. Looks, finds Callahan. Callahan backing up. Directing Ava Geller go to the far side. Callahan passes it to Ottensmeyer on the near side. Ottensmeyer trying to dodge to the center. Passes it out for Geller at the 20-yard line. Geller, she looks to go inside the fan. She does. She shoots and saved by Gravitt. And the possession will change to the Golden Flashes as they'll try and start the clear. Referee blew her whistle, said Murphy was inside of the crease, so she has to back out as she's trying to pressure Gravitt. Kent State not doing a great job on the clears. 2 for 8 today. Can the Bearcats cause another turnover? That one missed. Lee with it. Ottensmeyer trying to stick check her. Excuse me, that's Meek. She gives it to Anna Gellin, and a timeout is going to be called by Brian Tierney. Not liking what she's seeing on the clear game. As again, they're only 2 for 8 today. With 54 seconds on the shot clock. See if she can draw something up to get the ball to the restraining line and start the offense. So as they take a timeout, so will we. Bearcats still up 5-1 with 12:43 to go in the second quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back for the start, or excuse me, back for coming out of the timeout. In the timeout, both coaches seem to have very different approaches when talking to their team. Brian Tierney wasn't as fired up or electric with their team being down 4. Gina Thomas, she was being stern with her team, barking out a couple of commands on what she wanted. Probably feels as if, even though the Bearcats do have a 4-goal lead, they're not playing up to their full potential, as there has been some sloppy passing today from both teams. It just seemed like they're being forced and being trucked. On the far side, I believe that was Cameron Meek trying to run it all the way by herself and got surrounded by 5 white jerseys. but ended up being pushed and a foul was called, so it will stay Golden Flash's ball. Or excuse me, that was Morgan Halley on the clear, being pushed down and trying to get around. Numbers from up here are a little fatter today on the jerseys. With the bright sun, it makes it a little bit harder to see which number it is. But I will try to identify each player correctly, as this one's passed off to Haddo. Golden Flashes look to go to work. Lee on the far side. They work it around to Wolford at X. Back to Haddo. Haddo trying to dodge in. Being defended there by Fedorovich. Works it to Wolford. Wolford passes it up. Over now for Lee. Lee on the near side. Up to the top for Haddo. A lot of movement here on the Golden Flashes offense. Trying to work in a lot of picks. Maybe confuse the defense a little bit with it. Haddo trying to pass it into the center there for Riley Floyd, but off of a stick. And the Bearcats pick up the ground ball, try to start the clear. Past the stick of Ava Geller. They still fight for it. Geller able to keep it in bounds for the moment, and then eventually just tripped over herself, and the ball went out of bounds with it. Off Bearcats, it'll be Golden Flash's ball. Here's Lee on the near side, being rode hard there by Murphy. Able to push her, but a little too hard, and it looks like a card will be given to Murphy. It'll be a green card, so the Golden Flashes will get a chance to go a man up and take advantage of it as well. Lee will start with the ball right at the 35-yard line, right at the out-of-bounds mark for the football field. Just about 7 yards inside from the out-of-bounds mark for the lacrosse field. Wolford starts with it at X, or excuse me, at the top of the fan. Now they work it to X. Juicing the ball, now they go back counterclockwise. Comes all the way back to Wolford at the top of the fan. Trying to dodge down on Fedorovich. Over for Crumpton. Crumpton fakes a shot. Try to find Wolford, and her and Fedorovich making contact. And it looks like in the head and neck area, Grace Jenny got her stick near someone. So it'll be Golden Flash's ball. Not a free position chance, but a free ball at the top of the 12-meter fan. Megan Haddo will start with it. She'll start with it in her left hand. Finds Wolford. Wolford faked a shot, and now they work it around. That one in and out of the stick of number 9, Morgan Hawley. Able to give it to Crumpton. Crumpton mishandling the pass at first and then regaining composure. Here's Lee to the far side for Wolford. Wolford trying to dodge towards the near side. Try to find the cutting Crumpton. And that was in and out of her stick and to Macrae's. And the Bearcats start the clear as Murphy comes out of the box. Lexus Rich on the far side, passes it to the near side. A one-hot pass to Danny Milkfee. Gives it to the oncoming Kylie Joya, substituting there for Ava LaRuffa. Joya to the far side now for Geller. Geller dodging to her right, shoots, and into the stick of Gravett, a quick shot. And that one being passed over to number 9, Morgan Hawley. Pushed down by Fanati, and another card is going to be given to the Bearcats. It'll go to Sophia Fanati, a 2-minute yellow card with 10:05 to go the second quarter. So the Golden Flashes will be a man up for 2 minutes, unless scoring otherwise. A power play similar, but that clear was disrupted by Ottensmeyer, picking up the ground ball, giving it to Callahan. Callahan sidestepping her defenders, getting in and shoots, and she scores! Callahan. It's like a horse on the last 50 meters of the Kentucky Derby, just kicking it into high gear. She was surrounded by 2 girls, able to split the defense just with her quick footwork. And a man down, the Bearcats score. Callahan giving the Bearcats a 6-1 lead with 9:46 left in the first half. Callahan, 4 goals today. Scored 4 goals last game as well. Hasn't scored more than 5 goals more than 6 goals this season. Has 2 5-goal games, 2 6-goal games, and so far right now, 2 4-goal games. Bearcats right now, a 5-goal lead. Some sloppy play from both teams, but the Bearcats have been able to take advantage on the sloppy plays from the Golden Flashes. As this draw control will go to the Golden Flashes. Here's Crumpton. Oh, tried to find Wolford, who was wide open and just behind her on the pass. And Macraes and Holly were going for the ground ball, and Macraes tripped over her own feet. So will be Golden Flashes' ball. Still a man up, trying to work, and shooting space is called on Alexis Rich, as running in was Megan Cook. So Cook will get a free position chance on the far left side. Has 1 goal versus Delaware State this year. She pulls out, finds Wolford, she shoots, and she scores. Jackie Wolford able to put that one right between the legs of Victoria Macraes. And the Golden Flashes answer right back 36 seconds later to make it a 6-2 ball game. Jackie Wolford just able to take that pass and shoot a bouncing shot off the turf and into the cage. That will get goalies a lot of the time in lacrosse, as they're expecting you to just shoot right at the cage, but a bouncing ball, it's almost as like a changeup in baseball. And with that goal, Gina Thomas is going to take a timeout with 9:10 to go in the second quarter. Seeming to be a little bit upset with her team right now. Gets down in a crouched position as the girls huddle around her. A lot of respect for Gina Thomas. This team has. And with a 25-4 win over the Youngstown State Penguins, it's a very hard game to follow up with. An almost perfect game, it seems. A team that scored 9 goals in the first quarter. Again, taking advantage of the opportunities that they've been given with the miscues from the Golden Flashes, but sloppy play from both teams. Definitely not as crisp and as clean as they were on Thursday against Youngstown State. So maybe Gina Thomas is trying to regather her group a little bit, settle them down. They're just taking quick shots. And Ella Gravitt, the goalkeeper for the Flashes, have been making some good saves. Already has 6 saves on the day. So the horn sounds, the teams break out from their huddles. Thomas having some extra words for Geller and Jenny. Almost as to agree on the same page. Make sure they are on the same page, having the communication lines open. So each teams are at their respective straining lines. 10-yard circle and draw control lines. Ball in between the sticks of Danny Milkvey and Sydney Deering. 9:10 to go in the second quarter. Bearcats with a 4-goal lead. Cameron Callahan has 4 goals, Ottensmeyer with 2. And this draw control won by the Golden Flashes. And almost being pushed out there was Deering, and then ran into hard by Geller. And Geller's going to get a foul. Another 2-minute yellow card. And Gina Thomas not looking happy on the sidelines there. Bearcats took the most fouls last year in the American Athletic Conference. And this year, definitely something that they want to work on. They are a physical team. Sometimes just a little too physical, as Ava Geller bull rushed her man and ended up taking a 2-minute yellow card for it. So back up. A man are the Golden Flashes. They start to work it around, and it comes to the top of the fan now. That's Gellin. She's the most recent goal scorer. Or excuse me, she already has a goal. Wolford is the most recent goal scorer. She dishes it off to Holly. Holly trying to work her way inside the fan. And now here's Lee. Lee fakes a shot, and it looks like shooting space might be called. So Allie Lee will get a free position chance on the far left side. She had a hat trick versus Delaware State this year. 4 goals and 1 assist on the year. She also had the game winner versus Delaware State on the free position chance. She'll just pull it out and give it to Wolford. Wolford back to Lee at the top of the fan. Running towards her left. Gives it to Wolford back to her right at the top of the fan. Working the near side now, it's Crumpton. Crumpton trying to dodge on Fedorovic. She gets around her. She shoots and she scores, but a whistle was blown before she shot it. And Crumpton will get a free position chance on the near side hash inside the 8-meter fan. Zeta Crumpton also has 2 hat tricks this season, has 7 assists on the season, as well as 23 draw controls, which both lead the team, and she gets to the cage and shoots it just high. And it'll go out of bounds. 30 seconds on the shot clock, as that did not hit any part of the cage or Victoria Macraes. They work it around. Lee back with it. Try to pass it over to Gellin, and that was out of her reach, and it'll go to out of bounds. Trying to save it was Crumpton, but just too late. A tad too late. Crumpton almost had the save, keeping it in bounds, but possession will go to the Bearcats. Picking up the ball on the near side is Grace Hirschman. She'll feed it to Fanati and to the oncoming Jenny. Jenny gets around Wolford and starts to run and gets inside the restraining line in the middle of the field. Passes it over to the far side for Keith. To the near side for Callahan, now to Joya. Joya working it around, passes it to Onsmeyer. Onsmeyer walking back up towards the 10-yard line. Here on the near side of the field, works it to Callahan. Right near where the Big 12 logo was for the football games. Callahan at the 25-yard line. Working her way towards the middle. Trotting all the way over. And out of the box comes Ava Geller. A successful penalty kill, if you will, for the women's lacrosse team. Here's Geller with it. Directing traffic. Out to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer dodging to her middle. Looks, being defended there, passes it to Callahan. Callahan sticking her left. Running towards the far side. Pulls it back out. And gives it up to Geller. Geller, she's trying to work the middle. Gets pushed, shoots, and saved by Gravitt. Geller showing a little frustration with a throw of her stick. Not completely out of her hands, but definitely wanted that shot to go in. Geller already with 3 shots today. And again on the clear, just taking it really slow is Gravitt, wasting about 25 seconds on the shot clock. And here's Crumpton. She gets around Milkvey on the near side and able to get inside the restraining line for the Flashes. Crumpton still running with it. Had a head of steam, but defended outside of the 8-meter fan. Here on the far side now, it's Haddo. Haddo up to the top for Cook. Cook looking. Walking around the 12-meter fan. And that pass intercepted by Mia Fedorovic. And she picks up the ground ball. Good defense there from Fedorovic. Passes it far side to Alexis Rich. And she gives it to the middle for Fanati. Fanati passes it to Keith on the near side. Keith running. Cradles in her right hand. To the far side for Rich. Rich, she'll get inside the restraining line. Dish it off to Rose. And go back on her defensive side where Allie Keith will substitute with her. Rose on the far right hash. At the 23-yard line, holds it in her hand. She'll give it to Ottensmeyer. on the left side hash. Ottensmeyer to the middle. Defended there, spins off to her left. Stick back on her right. Finds Callahan. Or excuse me, that's Keith. Up to Ottensmeyer. Now down to Joya at X. Joya right behind the cage, trotting to the far side. Up to the top for Rose. 4:30 to go here in the second quarter. Bearcats up 6-2. Rose on the far side playing catch with Ottensmeyer. Trying to dodge to the middle is Rose. Defended there by the Flashes. She'll give it to X for Murphy. Murphy fakes a pass and then passes it to Joya and saved by Gravitt. A good quick shot from Joya. Not sure if that went off the post or off the leg of Gravitt. But Golden Flashes will start the clear. And being pushed out of bounds and losing the ball was number 10, Anna Gellin. For the Flashes, and the Bearcats pick it up. Murphy works it to the far side for Callahan. Callahan passes it over to Simpson. Try to thread the needle. Instead, the ball will bounce into the stick of Lauren Ottensmeyer outside of the 12-meter fan. She'll pass it to Joya, and now back to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer, bandage on her right leg as she took a tumble against Youngstown State when she scored. Got a little bit of turf burn. Protecting that. Here's Callahan. She shoots and she scores. Julie Rose will be credited with an assist there as Cameron Callahan gets her 5th of the season, or excuse me, of the day. She has way more than 5 goals on the season. Her 3rd 5-goal game this year. Julie Rose just able to find Cameron Callahan coming from the backside. What was the backside? Julie Rose had it on the far right hash. Callahan coming from below the crease on the left side into the center. Rose able to find her, and the cutting Callahan gets her 5th of the day. So Bearcats up 7-2 with 3:17 to go in the half. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back coming out of the media timeout. Bearcats up 7-2 on the most recent goal from Cameron Callahan. Golden Flashes have a goal in each quarter. First coming from Peyton Gellin in the first quarter, and then Jackie Wolford in the second. Bearcats maintain a 5-goal lead right now. And now in to take the draw control for the Bearcats. It's going to be number 19, Taya Work. Taya Work still looking for her first career goal. And Sydney Deering still in for the Golden Flashes. Whistle blows, and this one is one towards the offensive side. Haley Joy Simpson sticking her stick out, bounces it in, and she shoots and saved. Haley Joy Simpson reached her stick out. Everybody else was expecting the ball to bounce, and Simpson snatched it up and went to the cage. But Gravitt able to read the shot all the way. And another unsuccessful clear for the Golden Flashes as they lose the ball, and it will go back to the Bearcats. Alexis Rich to the near side for Joya. Joya gets in. Inside the restraining line, Joya looks, passes it up to Callahan. Over to Rose. Rose on the far right hash. Starts to step down and passes it to Ottensmeyer at the 15-yard line. Back over for Rose on the far right hash at the 20-yard line. Back to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer trying to dodge towards the middle. Spins back to her left. Fakes, pulls out, waiting, and finally dishes it to Simpson. Simpson to Murphy. Murphy at X. Looks. Still with it. A lot of cradling. And we'll finally pass it to Callahan, who works it up for Rose. Over to the near side for Ottensmeyer. Back to the far side for Rose. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Rose finds Callahan. She shoots and she scores! Last game, there was 15 different goal scorers for the Bearcats for 25 goals. And today, Cameron Callahan and Lauren Ottensmeyer, they're doing all the work. Another nice feed from Julie Rose to Cameron Callahan. And that is Callahan's third 6-goal game this year. 33 goals on the season. And with that goal was her 89th of her career. Had 56 last year as a freshman. 33 this year. One more and she's at 90 career goals. 11 more, she's at 100. Lauren Ottensmeyer got her 100th career goal versus Butler last Friday. And the Bearcats 17-4 win. Or excuse me, that was last Sunday. A couple of 100 career goal girls on this offense. Especially if Cameron Callahan has the season she continues. Golden Flashes won that draw control. And they will try to work the offense. At the top, it's Bond. Working it to the near side for Wolford. Wolford sticking her left hand. A little skip pass over Lee to Holly. Holly trying to dodge on Fanati. Fanati has a great defensive presence, not letting her anywhere near the fan. Works it back to Wolford on the near side. Wolford trying to dodge towards the middle. Now back out for Haddo. Over to Lee. Up to Holly. Holly looking. Just runs it at X. Now here's Lee. Up for Wolford. Wolford fakes a shot. Gets around Fedorovich. Got pushed but loses her footing. No foul called. And a turnover for Wolford. Bearcat ball. 40 seconds to go in the half. Will they tack on another? Milkfeed passes it to Rich. Rich on the near side. Looking, getting around her defenseman. Passing Lee. And Rich is inside the restraining line and will dish it to Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer dodging towards the middle. Still running around that 12-meter fan line. Up to the top for Geller. 12 seconds on the clock. Geller trying to get around. Has to pull back. Gives it to Callahan. Oh, in and out of her stick. Into the stick of Joya. She shoots and she scores. With 1 tick of the clock remaining, Kylie Joya able to strike for the Bearcats and give them a 9-2 lead going into the half. Geller tried to pass it to Callahan. It went off of her stick and on the ground. But Joya was able to seek that ground ball out, pick it up, turn around, and just put it in the back of the cage behind Garrett, or Gravitt. Kylie Joya, too, has 2 behind the back goals this year versus Central Michigan and Youngstown State. Also has 2 hat tricks on the season, and she finds herself with a goal here today. Bearcats, offense led by Callahan as always. 6 goals to lead the Bearcats today. Ottensmeyer with 2, Joya with 1. They go in with a comfortable 7-goal lead against the Golden Flashes. Bearcats up 9-2. We'll take a quick break for halftime. We'll be back for the start of the third quarter. I'm Alex Perez. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Here we are back for the start of the third quarter as the Bearcats have a 9-2 lead over the Golden Flashes. Cameron Callahan led the way with 6 goals for the Bearcats. Lauren Ottensmeyer getting 2 and Kylie Joy attacking on 1. And on the Golden Flashes side, Peyton Gelling scoring a goal in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, Jackie Wolford. So players already back out on the field. Julie Rose in to take the draw control for the Bearcats. Been seeing a lot of draw control work today for Danny Milkvey. Taya Work saw a couple. This time it's Rose for the Bearcats against Sydney Deering. Rose got her first goal of the season against Youngstown State on Thursday. And a foul committed by the Bearcats. It'll go to the Golden Flashes, but a bad pass on the ground and picked up by Haley Joy Simpson. To the far side for Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer over to Geller. Geller back to Ottensmeyer. And she got pushed out. Didn't have enough time to shoot. To the near side for Joya. Now for Murphy. Up to the top for Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer looks, shoots, and she scores! Lauren Ottensmeyer getting the hat trick goal to give the Bearcats a 10-2 lead. Just offense works through these two, Lauren Ottensmeyer and Cameron Callahan. And Lauren Ottensmeyer, just like Cameron Callahan, 5th straight game with a hat trick. 6 hat tricks on the season. Last year in the Kent State game had 4 goals. And she's already got 3 against them today. Last year versus Kent State was her first appearance as a Bearcat. And Thursday, was her second game against her old team, Youngstown State. Ottensmeyer having a lot of success this season. As the draw control is won by the Golden Flashes, they start the clear and work backwards, and a pass under the stick of Gravitt. So it'll be Bearcats ball. Callahan quickly picking it up to Ottensmeyer. Has Murphy looks, shoots, and she scores. And again, quick strikes from the Bearcats coming out of halftime. Just hot. And Elizabeth Murphy with that goal getting on the board. That will make it a 22-game point streak for the senior from Lynbrook, New York. And a quick timeout by Brian Tierney is going to be called. And I will say that goal, too, because of the errant pass on the clear from the Golden Flashes, Cameron Callahan able to pick up the ball, start very quickly, and it was a 4-on-2. Bearcats outnumbering the Golden Flashes. Lauren Ottensmeyer got the pass, and she had Ava Geller wide open on the crease on the backside, but instead fed it to Murphy. And Murphy was able to walk in and score, and Ava Geller hasn't been having the greatest season compared to last year. Does have 6 goals, but compared to her 42 goals last year, had a point in every single game in 2023. Did not have any points in the first 2 games this year. But Ava Geller, again, showed a little frustration after that goal. She slammed her stick a little bit, knowing she wanted the ball. She wants the ball a little bit more. She and Callahan were the staples of this offense last year. And it seems Ottensmeyer's been taking that role as the second best player on the team. Geller obviously wanting to score, being a competitive player. The transfer from Radford. Actually played with an old high school alum of mine, Georgia Gehring. They were teammates at Radford before Geller transferred to UC. So a quick timeout by Brian Tierney. See if she can settle down her defense for the Flashes. And for the draw control, it's Rose and Deering, but won by the Bearcats. Keith picking it up. Trying to find her way into the restraining line. She does. She'll pass it to Murphy. Wind blows. My papers go everywhere. But Callahan now with the ball at X. Callahan to Joya. Joya trying to work it back up to the far side. She works it to the far side for Callahan. Up to the top of the fan for Murphy. Murphy dodges to her left. Shovel pass to Callahan. And oh, that could have been a nice, easy goal there for Callahan if she caught that pass. Ball is still on the ground being fought for. And finally scooped up by the Flashes. On the far side with it is Chloe Benedum. Whistle blows. And not sure what the call is, but it's still Flash's ball. Here on the near side, it's Crumpton. Crumpton trying to work the middle of the field. Being pressured there from Caroline Soller and Ottensmeyer. Passes it over the head of Gellin and into the stick of Cook on the one hot bounce. Here's Cook. Worked it to Wolford. Now they work it back up to the top of the fan after trying to go towards X. Gellin passes it to Wolford. A whistle blows. Might be a 3-second violation. And it looks like it'll be a free position chance for Jackie Wolford. Wolford is 0 for 1 on free position shots this year. Can she make it 50% with this chance? She's in a shooting wind-up stance. Whistle blows. She shoots and saved by Mockgrays. Read that all the way into her stick. And she'll start the Bearcats clear. Keith. She has it. We'll give it to Soller. Soller inside the restraining line. And she'll feed it to the far side for Ottensmeyer. Ottensmeyer looks. Trying to dodge down. Spins around. And Callahan will receive the pass from Ottensmeyer. Callahan. Bring it at X, and now they set picks. Geller trying to get open. Losing her footing. Seems to be okay. Here's Joya with it. Getting the pass from Callahan. Joya, she's trying to look. Back to Callahan at X. Up to the top for Murphy. Murphy going to her left. Gets pushed. Shovel pass to Callahan. Wide open. Shoots and saved by Gravitt. Callahan was all alone. About 8 yards out from the center of the cage. Had all 6x6 to shoot at. But Gravitt was able to read her shot, read her release, and make the save. Flash is on the clear now. Gravitt just inside the 8-meter fan. Gives it to the far side now for Cameron Meek. Meek being rode there by Geller. Has to turn around and give it back and go the other way. Colton Flash is wasting a lot of time on the shot clock. Already 50 seconds left on the shot clock, and they still have not touched the restraining line yet. She gave it off there for Delaney Nip. Onto the far side for Crumpton at the 40. Still trying to get inside the restraining line. They finally do with only 35 seconds on the shot clock. 30 seconds to work with. The girls yell it so they know. Here's Lee. Lee at X. Stick check by Alexis Rich, and maybe got into her hands. Lee shaking her hand. Rich definitely got it. Lee will shake it off. Trying to find some help. Rich comes out to her. Here's Wolford at X. Wolford trying to use the crease. Fanati all over her. Finds Gellin. She shoots, and that one goes wide, but a whistle was blown. 8 seconds on the shot clock. 9:46 to go in the quarter. Bearcats up 11-2 here in the third quarter. A free position chance from the left center hash for Wolford. She's 0 for 2 this year, already 0 for 1 today, and she shoots that wide. And first to the ball are the Golden Flashes. Here's Crumpton. Crumpton looks, and the whistle sounds, and it's a shot clock violation. Good defense from the Bearcats, a good ride there to wind them down to only 35 seconds on the shot clock when they were inside the restraining line. Here's Keith running with it. Over to Kirsten Schleicher. Up to the top for Joyo. Joyo looking, pulling back out. Finds Simpson. Simpson gets pushed hard. And it looks like it'll be a free position chance for Simpson. Simpson had 2 goals versus Youngstown State. Can she tack on her 5th for the season here? From the right center hash of the fan. Simpson takes off, shoots, and she scores! And the Bearcats with a 12-2 lead on the free position goal from Haley Joy Simpson. Wind is blowing everywhere. Papers are scattered. Looks like a tornado came through here up in the booth. But Haley Joy Simpson able to start the running clock for the Bearcats as they have a 10-goal lead. Just dominating. That is Simpson's 5th goal of the season. Had 2 goals versus Youngstown State and Robert Morris earlier this year. The freshman finding her way into the lineup with some starts as well. She was a Flint Hill High School runner-up in Virginia. As the whistle blows, the draw control will go to the Flashes, and it looks like it's going to be a green card going to Ava Geller. Or no, excuse me, that's going to be Grace Jenny coming off. So the green card will go to Grace Jenny. Golden Flashes will be a man up for the 3rd time today. Bearcats have done a good job in the past couple of games, not taking many cards, but we're getting a lot of calls here today. So now the Golden Flashes will go to work. With it is Wolford. Whistle blows. They continue play. Here's Crumpton. Back at X for Wolford, but the pass was too high for her to catch. And again, just a bad pass from the Flashes. Have not seen any crisp, clean passes or a series of them on these long passes from the Golden Flashes. And the Bearcats have been able to expose that. And that pass from Alexis Rich, deflected by Wolford, will not go out of bounds. It will be saved by Murphy, but then as Murphy tried to cradle it, hopped out of her stick and out of bounds. So we'll go back to the Golden Flashes. The shot clock resets with 7 minutes even to go in the third quarter. With it, right at her cage is Gravett. She'll pass it off. And here's the oncoming Crumpton receiving the pass from Lily Miller. Able to get around Murphy and Jenny as she was released from the box. And another pass off the stick of Delaney Nip, able to save it. No, referee said she did not. Thought the ball may have rode the line, but referee deemed it out of bounds. Here's Schleicher to Callahan, and that pass just behind her. If Schleicher was able to find Callahan in the middle, Callahan would have had a walk right down Broadway and a chance to score her 7th goal of the game. Instead, the pass was behind her, came into the stick of Gravett, and now the Golden Flashes go to the clear. Lee with it on the near side. Had a fast break chance, but Bearcats do well in getting back. Up to the top now. Here's Crumpton. Over to Cook. They work it now to X. Trying to get around is Haley Greenberg. Up to the top for Cook. Again, these high passes just, a lot of these passes are high that the Golden Flashes are catching. They work it at X. Into the center for Bond. She shoots into the stick of Mac Rays. And the Bearcats will start the clear. That's Mac Ray's 5th save of the day. As here's Simpson with it. As the Bearcats successfully clear the ball into the restraining line and go to work on offense. Jenny to Joya. After receiving the passes from Simpson. Works it to Dakota to the far side for Schleicher. Now to work. Or excuse me, that's Wolf. Pass it up to the top of the fan for Simpson. Gives it to Dakota. Dakota with 6 assists on the season. And can she make it her 7th? Yes, she does. On the pass to number 21, Lexi Wolf, who puts it in the back of the cage for the 13th goal of the day for the Bearcats. Lexi Wolf already with 3 goals this season and 2 assists. Make that her 4th. As Lindsay Dakota was able to find her cutting down from the top of the fan. Get it right into her stick, and Wolf is able to rip it top left. And Dakota has 7 assists on the season as well. Dakota still looking for her 1st goal of the season. But nonetheless, Bearcats up 13-2 with 4:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Coming back from the media timeout, the Bearcats up 13-2 as Lexi Wolf just gave the Bearcats an 11-goal lead. Callahan leading away with 6 goals. Lauren Ottensmeyer also getting a hat trick. Kylie Joy, Elizabeth Murphy, Haley Joy Simpson, and Lexi Wolf all contributing with 1. Gravett still in the cage for the Golden Flashes. Ball's placed between the sticks of Rose and Deering. And this one won by Rose into the stick of Soller. And she'll pass it off for Geller. Geller running with it, turning on the Jets, getting through to Fenceman. She looks, she shoots, and she scores! I knew as soon as Ava Geller took off, she was wanting that goal. She was going to go to the goal and get it. She's been showing some frustration all day. Just wanting that goal, wanting the ball. And she finally gets it. And she just throws down her stick after ripping it top right. Almost as if a bit of relief that she scored. But a nice goal from Ava Geller. That was her 7th goal of the season. Also has 5 assists. Coming off a 5-point performance against Youngstown State with 2 goals and 3 assists. And another draw control won by the Bearcats. Rose will pick it up and work backwards towards the defensive end to hopefully regroup to the offensive side. Joya, nice catch, saving that ball from going out of bounds. Had to jump and reach after the long pass from Hirschman. Bearcats inside the restraining line, and they go to work. Geller with it again, to the cage. She shoots, and she scores! Ava Geller said, I want my points, I want my goals, and I'm going to get them. Again, just with a head of steam, Ava Geller, as soon as she got that ball, there was one thing on her mind, and it was the crease. Let me get to the crease, get to the cage, and put it in the back of the cage. And that she did. 2 quick goals from Ava Geller. And with 2:17 and running, Bearcats up 15-2. Ava Geller able to open the seal. Maybe the floodgates will start opening and goals will start coming. As we go back to the draw control, Rose and Deering up in the air and into the stick of Brindley Hopper. Hopper still looking for her first career goal. 3 first career goals against Youngstown State with Malia Adams, Harper Clopton, and Paige Counts. See if Gina Thomas can work Hopper into the offense and find herself with her first collegiate goal. On the far side right now, it's Callahan with the ball. Callahan looks down to Joya at X. Joya trying to work the crease. And she'll pull back out and up to the top of the fan for Clopton. A long pass. Here's Clopton trying to sidestep, juke move. She shoots, and that one's just wide, but first to the end line is going to be the Bearcats. Here's Joya with it. 43 seconds to go in the quarter. Over for Durkota. Durkota looks. Can't find anyone. Has to peel back. Durkota still with it at X. About a 9-second difference between game clock and shot clock. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Clopton trying to dodge to her right. Gets past her man. She shoots off the post. Had the bottom left wide open. Ball is still on the ground being fought for. Shot clock will reset as that hit the post. But the ground ball is picked up by the Golden Flashes. They're going to try and go for a counterattack. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Running with it now is Sydney Deering. Will she get a chance to shoot? She will not. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Bearcats up 15-2. As Ava Geller just scored back-to-back goals. We will be back for the start of the fourth quarter. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Back for the start of the fourth quarter. The Bearcats up 15-2. I'm Alex Perez. Bearcats on their way to a 5th consecutive win. Golden Flashes will take their 5th loss of the season unless something drastically changes here in the next 15 minutes. But the Bearcats with a 13-goal lead. And counting, I still don't see them slowing down anytime soon. We'll switch ends of the field. Bearcats will be going towards the bleachers with the Cincinnati end zone. And the Golden Flashes will be attacking the Bearcats end zone towards CCM, towards the south side of campus. Golden Flashes will win it and start the clear. They work backwards first. Some substitutions in goal. In now for the Golden Flashes. In the cage is Sydney Davis. And in the cage now for the Bearcats is Haley Darko. This is her 5th straight game with an appearance. And going out of bounds. Almost willingly, it seemed, was Megan Cook. So it'll go to Bearcats ball. Here's Clopton. Clopton over to Young. Young will run to X. Pass it to Paris Alexander. Alexander was looking for Stelzer out of her stick. A roll past. And picking it up there is Wolf. Wolf with the goal today. They work it to X. Here's Young. Pass it over to Alexander. Alexander up to the top for Wolf. Wolf trying to dodge to her right. Shoots and saved by Sydney Davis. That will find her way back into her stick after it popped out. And then she'll start to clear for the Golden Flashes. And that pass, again, just too high. Golden Flashes have had a problem with passing all day. Not sure if it's the sun or what. But Bearcats with another opportunity on the turnover. Alexander was trying to find Clopton, but a nice interception there from Allie Bradley. And Kent State will start the clear once again. Alexander just trying to feed that one through. Teammates with Cameron Callahan up at Upper Arlington High School. It's about 15 minutes outside of Columbus. On the far side now, it's the Golden Flashes with it, working it at X. Here's Lee. Being pressured there by Kamora Bailey, a grad student from McDonough, Georgia. Also a transfer from Winthrop a couple of years ago. Here at the top now, it's Mia DePerna. Works it to Lee, now to Wolford. Wolford being pressured there by Sarah Barnes. Now to Lee. Lee looks for Wolford, and she scores! Lee able to find Wolford on the cut from high to low. And with 12 minutes and counting, Kent State tacks on a goal and makes it a 15-3 game. That is Wolford's second of the day. Just a quick pass and a quick feed. As well as a quick shot from Jackie Wolford on the assist from Allie Lee. Whistle blows, ball is on the ground. And it will be Golden Flash's ball. Picking it up and running with it is Megan Cook. Cook with it on the near side. Works it to X for Wolford. Being pressured there by Kamora Bailey. Wolford will give it away. And it comes all the way back to the near side for Cook. Now down to Crumpton at X. Crumpton back up for Cook. Up to the top of the fan for Bond. They're trying to juice it clockwise now. A whistle blows. And it looks like there was a foul on the Bearcats. So it'll be a free position chance on the far side for Morgan Holly. She had her first career goal this year in her debut against Ohio State. Has 2 goals on the season. She's also 1 for 2 on the free position shots. Looks like they're actually going to switch shooters. It would be Lee, and she decides to pass it off. Now here's Crumpton. On the near side. Give it to Cook. Excuse me, that's Bond. Bond over. So DePerna, now back to Bond. Now to Cook. Back to X for Wolford. Wolford up to the top. Here's Crumpton. Crumpton getting around Soller. Passes it to Wolford. Wolford looking. 35 seconds on the shot clock. Finds Bond. Bond. A pass to Lee. Being pressured by Kimora Bailey. Gets absolutely trucked. And she's a little slow to get up, but seems like she'll be okay. Lee a little hunched over. May have gotten the wind knocked out of her. Grabbing towards her rib cage. But she will get the free position chance. Lee had 133 goals with 45 assists in high school. Went to San Marcos High School in Carlsbad, California. And she will get a free position shot here. I believe they also gave a yellow card to Kimora Bailey, so it will be a man up. Here's a chance, and a shot saved there. And in the cage now is actually Ashley Lapp. Must have switched it out at the goal mark. Lapp. She's appeared in 3 games this year. Has 1 save on the air, but no goals against in 16 minutes played. And that was her 2nd save of the year. Bearcats will go to work on offense. Leah Adams to Megan Young. Young at the top of the fan, dodging to her right. Pulls back out. Had a chance, but didn't pull the trigger. Now at X. It's Paige Counts. Counts working the crease. She shoots, and she scores! Paige Counts getting her first collegiate goal versus Youngstown State on Thursday and finds herself with another here today. Paige Counts not only getting her first career goal, but also getting her first career assist against Youngstown State. And she tacks on another one here. Just got it at X and was able to work the crease, beat her man right around the circle, and able to sneak it past Sydney Davis. A good job there from Paige Counts. Paige Counts went to James Madison High School in Oakton, Virginia. She was a James Madison High School 3-time district champion in 2021, 2022, and 2023. Here's Young, and she was wide open on the crease, but just under her stick. She couldn't corral the pass. So a turnover there on the Bearcats, and the Flashes look to clear. On the far side. Cook with it. Passing it off. Getting inside now, it's number 19, Mia DePerna. She'll work it to X, where Wolford will hold it right at the C paw and the Bearcats logo. Passing it off there for Morgan Holly. Cook with it now on the near side. Works it at X for Wolford. And checked there by Kimora Bailey. Wolford trying to work to the front. And passes it off for Holly. Ball's on the ground, but Holly able to pick it up with no defenders around her. She passes it to Cook and gets it back. Finds Wolford and off of her stick. And this ball will roll, but not out of bounds as it is picked up by Riley Floyd. At the top now. Working it around is Morgan Holly. They work it counterclockwise. Floyd with it. Pulls out and gives it to Cook. Cook to Wolford. A nice catch. Shoots and save by Lapp. A good read there from Ashley Lapp. Ball is still on the ground. Now it's up in the air. Back down on the ground and finally picked up by Ava LaRuffa of the Bearcats. She'll give it to Lapp. Lapp will start the clear and go to the far side for Sarah Barnes. Barnes now to the near side for LaRuffa. Gives it to Counts, the most recent goal scorer for the Bearcats. Counts able to step inside the restraining line. 5:45 to go in the quarter. A running clock. Here's Lindsay Sparago. Over to the far side for Clopton. Excuse me, that's Taya Work. Clopton with it now. Gives it to Hopper. To the near side for Young. Young working towards the middle. Out for Clopton. Clopton sticking her right hand. She'll switch. And then pass it off for Hopper. Hopper uses the pick, trying to get around. She shoots and just wide. Looking for her first career goal is Brindley Hopper. Ball went out of bounds. There was a foul called, so Sparago will start with it. She'll give it to Work. They work it counterclockwise. Here's Clopton at the top of the fan. Outside for Hopper. Hopper trying to dodge towards the middle. Spins around to her left. Oh, her defenseman lost her footing, but she didn't have the edge. She did. She could have walked right in and had an easy chance for her first goal. Instead, Bearcats still work with it outside the fan. Clopton, now she's trying to dodge towards the middle. Looks, pulls back, out to Hopper. Hopper spinning, trying to shoot, and that one bounced into the dirt. And then high up in the air and just rested right into the stick of Sydney Davis. Flashes on the clear. On the far side, running with it is Isabel Collin. Being pressured by Soller. Collin almost got stick checked from Work, but able to dish it off. And getting inside the restraining line now is Peyton Gellin. Gellin to the far side for Floyd. Floyd tried to shoot, got pushed hard. And at first it looked like there was going to be no foul call, but there will be a free position chance now for Riley Floyd. She got her first career goal against Delaware State in 2023. So far, she is looking for her first goal this season. She was an academic All-Ohio in 2022, first team All-Region. Went to Massillon Jackson. She gets a chance here. Will this be her first of the season? She shoots and it's wide and looked like it rested into the stick of Sophie Fields for the Bearcats. But it looks like it popped out. And the Golden Flashes will come out with it. They work to the top of the fan. Wolford on the far side for Crumpton. Crumpton dodging down towards the middle. It's clogged, so she can't get through. To Wolford on the far side. She passes it to Cook, who passes it over for number 19, Mia DePerna. And a behind-the-back shot there from Jackie Wolford on the pass from DePerna. A nice little chance there. Thought she was Kylie Joya for a second on the behind-the-back chance. Golden Flash still with the ball, 30 seconds on the shot clock. A whistle blows. And it looks like it'll be a free position chance now for the Golden Flashes. I believe it'll be Peyton Gellin taking it. Nope. It's going to go to the far right hash for Riley Floyd. Riley Floyd will get another chance. Kent State. Can they tack on a goal here? She doesn't shoot it. She'll pass it out. Here's Crumpton on the extended goal line on the near side. Working inside the fan, trying to get to the critical scoring area. A little shovel pass at X for Wolford. And a lob pass all the way to the outside of the 12-meter fan for Floyd. Floyd still looking to shoot. Finally passes it to Wolford. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wolford still with it, using her footwork, shoots, and that one just wide. Shot clock continues to tick. They're going to have to go quick. Here's Wolford. She shoots and she scores. Jackie Wolford getting the hat trick goal with 2 minutes to go. And unfortunately for Ashley Lapp, that's going to be her first goal against this year. As the referees go to check her stick to make sure it is legal. If not, the goal will be called back, but everything seems to be just fine for Wolford's stick. So Bearcats just give up a goal. Only their 4th of the day. They lead it 16-4 with 1:44 to go in the 4th quarter. Last media timeout. You're listening to UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. Girls taking the field once again with 1:44 to go in the game. Bearcats with a 16-4 lead. Callahan leading the way with 6 goals. Lauren Ottensmeyer with 3. Ava Geller also has 2. Haley Joy Simpson, Elizabeth Murphy, Lexi Wolf, and Kylie Joya, as well as Paige Counts, all finding a goal today. Bearcats doing a great job this season of just spreading around the offense. Mia Fedorovich loses her footing as she was trying to pick up the ground ball. Ashley Lapp comes to bail her out as the Flashes were starting to converge onto the ball. Sparago will pass it over to Clopton. Clopton on the left hash. Will give it to Hopper. They start to work the offense. Shot clock and game clock, each with 57 seconds. Excuse me, actually there's a 10 seconds difference between game clock and shot clock. Shot clock at 48 seconds. Game clock at 58. Here's Hopper. Hopper has a chance. She shoots. Oh, and saved there by Sydney Davis. Trying to intercept the pass was the defenseman for the Flashes. And it missed her stick and went right into the stick of Hopper, and she had a free lane to take. But just unfortunately could not score. Here's a Flash on a fast break. Saved by Lapp on the shot there from Morgan Holly. And the Bearcats go the other way. And again, and Barnes loses her footing. A couple of Bearcats just tumbling on the turf. Not sure what's up with that. Here with it is Kennedy Collar with 10 seconds remaining. She'll work it to X for Sparago. 5 seconds. Sparago looks, 2 seconds, looking for Hopper, and unfortunately could not get it into her stick, and that will do it. Bearcats, 5-game win streak coming in and rolling over the Kent State Golden Flashes by a score of 16-4. Led by Cameron Callahan with 6 goals. Lauren Ottensmeyer grabbing a hat trick. Ava Geller with 2 goals. And then Haley Joy Simpson, Elizabeth Murphy, Kylie Joya, Lexi Wolf, and Paige Counts all getting a goal. Bearcats in 5 straight games since losing to Michigan have not given up more than 4 goals in a game. A great job done by this defense. And a great job done by this offense, scoring at least 16 goals in their 5-game win streak in each of those games. So the Bearcats take home the win today. Next home game will be Wednesday, March 6th against the Louisville Cardinals at 12 p.m. That game will be broadcasted on ESPN Plus as well as Bearcats Radio. As the girls go through the handshake lines, celebrate their victory. 5-game win streak. Cameron Callahan with her 3rd 6-goal game of the season. Lauren Ottensmeyer with her 5th hat trick in a row. It was well with Callahan. Bearcats improved to 5-2 as they take on Louisville on Wednesday. I'm Alex Perez saying so long. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation of the UC Women's Lacrosse on Bearcats Radio. We'll see you guys next time.